Good evening. It's day 38 for the journey, and it's been a week since my last entry, but a long and challenging week. And every time that I thought about picking up and talking about it, I just didn't have it in me. There's been a lot to learn, so a couple things I want to share. Joining you from my blue room. This is our living room, winter room, as we start to get the fireplace going. Haven't started it yet, but it's one of my favorite places in the winter. And this room makes me feel like home and warmth and holiday and community. And so I like to sit in here and just reflect. And that's what I'm doing right now. So last Monday started a 5-day cycle, which Monday through Friday, got treatment every single day. And, the physical toll of it is there. Sorry, getting an ear ringing, which is one of the side effects. They're temporary, like 3, 4, 5 seconds, but they're not fun. So the side effects of the physical effect of the 5 days is definitely challenging. I feel like as the steroids wear in and out of my system, I get these highs and lows, and I've been getting these sort of burning sensations in the chest, and there's the nausea, there's the physical weakness. And 5 days in a row is no joke. It is no joke. When they said aggressive and tough, it's all true, every bit of it. I found myself getting home from treatment, laying down, getting up, having dinner, and then pretty much going to bed at 7:30 or 8. But bed was laying in bed, falling asleep for a little bit, waking up, getting, not being able to go back to sleep, trying for a little bit, 3, 4 in the morning, sort of mind racing. There's some of the highs sometimes at odd hours of the steroid treatment. So kind of all over the place physically. Not as like crushed as I thought I might be during the week, but this weekend was hard. There were some challenges because of the final release off the steroids that they give you during the treatment. So all that said, the thing that I came away with is that the mental battle of this is tougher, as tough, if not tougher, than the physical. Getting up every morning and going into the office, and the associations, the smells, the alcohol and the taste in the mouth, and just the thought of going and sitting there and receiving the fluids, and that full feeling that happens when you have 4 liters of fluid pumped in you every day of medicines or chemotherapy. It just weighs on the mind. Not only the anticipation of it, but then being there in the moment. So I've been trying to, I started this with the idea of an attitude of gratitude and fill my head with the positivity. And I've been doing that, and it's good and it's working, but it's a battle. It is a battle. The second you let go of that, the second you forget to fill yourself with that, it can come at you. And this weekend was a tough one. Physically, we had some challenges on the farm with some animals, and there were stresses, and I felt like boiled up and burned up. And so, all of that put together was just weighing and was just weighing. I feel a little more refreshed today, oddly enough, because I knew that this morning was going in for a shorter treatment, only about 4 hours. And, that felt like a release. Now I don't have another one until next Monday. So I've got almost a week free. And it's this amazing sensation of freedom. After my first 5-day week, I was in tears over the experience of it and finishing it. I was almost just fatigued and just kind of relieved at the end of this last week, but it kind of trailed into today, knowing that I'd have a treatment today. So there's sort of a little bit different, 6 treatments in 8 days rather than 5 and 5, right? So putting all that together, understanding the scope of it, feeling the cumulative effect of now what is, I guess, the 5th week of treatment kind of completed, which is amazing to think about. It's all cumulative, and it's starting to add up. So I can imagine those of you who have a weekly treatment for 6 months, 12 months, 18 months. I can empathize and sympathize, but I still even can't imagine that, the monotony of it and the constant visits and if you know someone who's going through cancer and going through that, I would encourage you to understand the pressure and the fatigue, the mental fatigue of that. And so if they're short with you or exhausted or unable to fulfill maybe what your expectation should be, just understand that it is a monster undertaking. And there are so many different treatment plans, right? Some people in every week, every 2 weeks, every day, like me. They all have their differences, right? They all have their balance of how to deal with it. I think if I was every 2 weeks, it might be this, okay, you get it and it's real tough, and then you kind of forget about it. But then there'd be that, oh man, but I've still got 6 months to go. That's a different weight, a heavier weight. And I mentioned at the start of this that I was fortunate that I believe, and the doctor believes, that this cancer is not just treatable, but curable after this 9-week cycle. And one of the moments of gratitude that I'm feeling is that I spoke with her today, and she feels very good about the progress. She feels enthusiastic about the result to come. And my last treatment date is December 6th, and that feels like close. It feels closer than the start. So I'm staying positive with that. I'm really trying to embrace that I'm closer to the end than the beginning. Still got a long road ahead of me. And I know the 3rd cycle will be a challenge. It's Thanksgiving week, which stinks, but they don't want to break up the cycle. And I understand that, the effectiveness of the medication, if it's all done in the course of 9 weeks for my particular treatment, then I'm all in on that. I want to knock this thing out. So the mental struggle, and then the rebirth of the attitude and understanding that the way you approach this is the most important part. That's all what's been going down, what's happening. So really appreciate you guys praying for me and joining me on the journey. And I'll check in again sometime soon. Take care.